We also know the kinds of things they took with them. Take the overseer of carpenters, Inti Shedu, who was buried nearby in sight of the pyramid. And being buried so close to the king gave him a better shot at eternity. As an overseer, Inti Shedu could afford some funeral extras. He took several statues to the grave, each painted and carved in stone. His immortality depended on the statues which, when placed inside his tomb, would serve as his spiritual doubles. Statues, beer jars, and other artifacts have given us key details about the builders. But the most important details in Inti Shedu's tomb, like all the workers found in the cemetery, are in his bones. Inti Shedu and the other workers buried in the cemetery did achieve immortality in a way, thanks to modern Egyptian scientists. For Zahi, the revelations from their bones and tombs have helped rewrite history. Before he found them, he had been haunted by the writings of an ancient Greek historian who claimed the pyramids were built by an army of 100,000 slaves. But new discoveries by bone expert Dr. Aza Mohammed Sari al-Din is showing that the Greeks had it wrong. Dr. Aza is a kind of bone reader, and etched deep into the bones are the stories of the ancient workers. A slave army would have been mostly male, but that is not the case with these bones.
We found that the percentages of the males to the females was about 50%. And also we found some children.
Instead of slaves, Dr. Aza seemed to be finding the remains of some kind of workers' village, where entire families lived. And the bones tell another story about this place. Whether slave or free, many of the workers spent most of their days doing brutally hard work. X-rays of the ancient bones reveal severe wear. Many of the workers' joints had been ruined by extreme and repeated stress. And the idea of back-breaking work may have started in ancient Egypt, where there are plenty of damaged spines as evidence.
The spine is severely curved, and this is of course caused by compression of the vertebrae, especially these 2 or 3 vertebrae are wedge-shaped.
Building the pyramids without using wheels, pulleys, or winches meant the workers' bodies got punished. After all, this was no small feat. The Great Pyramid was the tallest building in the world until the 20th century. Workers would have to set a huge stone every 2 to 3 minutes, 7 days a week, for 3 decades to finish the pyramids by the time the king died. A lot of workers probably died in the process, and injuries were no doubt frequent. But a remarkable find suggests that many builders survived their injuries.
We have the example here of the fractured bone that is a part of the arm. And this bone, as we see it, is healed in a very good position.
This bone has healed so well, indicated by the bulge, it must have been set by an expert. And it's only one example of many. But the biggest surprise of all is that they did more than mend bones. There's evidence that they could perform surgery when they had to. When the weight of a crushing stone virtually destroyed a worker's lower arm, there was only one medical solution: amputation.
These are the 2 bones of the arm. this is the normal position, and they are amputated about this level, about 1/3 of the arm.
Even more amazing, the man survived it.
And for this individual, we have also the upper arm, and we can see which is this part of the bone, and you can notice that it is curved because this individual were having this amputation at this level, so he used to use his hand like this, and this causes the curvature in the bone as we see here, and this means that this person lives for many years after this amputation.
No one ever thought such surgery was survivable at the time when the pyramids were built. The doctors were not only able to stop the bleeding, they somehow stopped the infection too, possibly by cauterizing the wound with searing hot metal. Would slaves have been cared for so well? Not likely. Their treatment seems to show just how valuable the workers were, and just how important this royal building project was to ancient Egypt.